I'm gonna just talk about kind of what I do to make my circle smaller, like different kinds of people that can be in your circle, different circles, stuff like that, etc. Um, but something I do to like make my circle smaller or just keep it small every year is really just at the end of the school year for the majority of the time. Is I just go down the list of people who are in my circle or who are in my life, and I just be like, can I is this person gonna be with me in the long run, or is this someone I should not be around, or is this someone I should be weary of um and the only thing is because there was a point in time where I think it was like sometime middle school, nah, it was early freshman year, where like I was hanging out with some people and then they would just start doing some bull crap. Like I was like confused as to why, because this is something that doesn't really happen. Like at least it hasn't really happened to me at that moment in time. Like at that moment in time, I was like this was new to me. It was a little bit weird. I'm not gonna say what they did and who they were, but we were cool, and then they started spreading some rumors and started lying on me. I was like, okay, that's a little weird now. Like I don't know. And the thing is, right? The problem was that I gave that person a second chance, right? To, you know, calm down and give them a second chance to like prove themselves and all that. They still wasted that second chance. So after that, I was just like, yeah, you gotta go. That's kind of like now. Ever since then, I just do like a review. It's really the majority of the time. It's at the end of the school year, or like right when school ends, or when school is out, or it'll be halfway through the school year, like after first semester ends, something like that. But the majority of the time I do it, it's at the end of the school year or when school is out or during the summer. But what I'm getting at is I'm just kind of like separating the fake versus real, or those who I can be around and those who I should not be around, like those who are gonna be good for my mental, or those who are just gonna ruin me, like stuff like that. Because you are who you hang out with, and I'm not trying to hang out with the people that are just gonna like ruin me all over again. Because I'm trying to build myself up, trying to improve overall as a person, mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that. Get on my dean, all of these kind of things. But I don't want to be around people who are gonna ruin that for me or slow it down tremendously. That's just something I don't need, especially because uh, you don't want to be around the wrong people and then be around them at the wrong time. That's like the worst possible situation you could be put in. But like I was saying before, I separate them versus fake versus real. See who's there, who should not be there, and this even just this year, like this summer, because all my past summers have been hectic and chaotic because I just kept people around, um, like social media, and then like literally just some people who I would have considered friends at the time, who really should not have been my friends, but. I would just keep all these people around. It would just be a whole bunch of drama, a whole bunch of confusion, and just people messing with me. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. So that happened for the past like couple of summers. Going into junior year now, I kid you not, as soon as school ended, I started blocking and unadding a whole bunch of people. I was not dealing with that this summer. Um, I did that, and my summer has been peaceful so far. This has probably been the best summer for me mentally, spiritually, and physically. I've been improving in all aspects of life, and it's just way better without having people in your ear or just people around to just kind of like bother you or trying to bring you down to the level or anything like that. It's just a lot better right now. um it's a lot more peaceful. It's quiet. I don't have to deal with anything, especially because I'm trying to get away from all that school stuff, like all that school drama that people be trying to bring me into. I'm not trying to deal with all that. Like there's no need for that, so I just be chilling here. There's no problems. Like I don't know, and this is something I'm probably going to continue to do every year, because sometimes people do stockpile, like they pile up, and you just don't even realize it until like you actually look at the grand scheme of things and you look at the bigger picture. But other than that, like I feel fine now, and I'm probably just going to continue to do this every year because it seems to be doing dividends for me and it seems to be working out. But when I was saying earlier in the intro, when I was saying like groups and stuff like that, there are different kinds of friends you can have and different kinds of groups that you are probably going to be a part of, such as like the friends you have during school, like during the school day. Then you have people you might have at work, like coworkers, stuff like that. Then you have friends from sports, friends like that are personal, like that maybe from your hometown and stuff like that, or just those that have been with you for a hot minute, stuff like that. You also have to understand that like it's not like everybody's gonna be like your friend or anything like that. Like you might be teammates, but you might not be friends, stuff like that. You have personal friends where it's like outside of sports and work and all that, you have like your friends you grew up with since like elementary, high school, all that kind of stuff. Then you have your school friends who you only talk to strictly during school. And this is something I don't like, and sometimes people don't get it, where it's like you made the boundary clear that you're not like friends outside of school. Like you're cool in school, but just don't be talking to me outside of school. You made that boundary clear, but they still be trying to talk to you, and it's like, bro, why are you talking to me? I don't know. I mean, you have to understand their intentions. Maybe make it even more clear to them. Make it as clear as possible to them, if you can, um, because that's the only way you're gonna get them off your back. But I've had that case where it's like some school friends thought we were friends outside of school. It's like, no, we're friends in school, but not outside of school. Don't be bothering me. I like my peace. But that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you have to establish those boundaries. And sometimes people do not respect those boundaries, and that's when you have to like kind of let them go or tell them directly. And it's not going to be pretty, and you have to be honest with it, or else they're just going to keep doing it or come back to you. But sometimes you just got to you have to be direct with them and be completely honest with them, no matter how it seems, coming out of your mouth or going through a text. Like that's how it has to be. But that's my take on that. Like different kinds of friends with different groups and stuff like that. So, but I benefited from this. I said this before already. Because you are who you hang out with, and you don't want to be around the people that are just gonna ruin you. I had this one friend in middle school, right? We were part of this group. It was like maybe like 4 or 5 kids, right? And we were just chilling, right? All middle school, good friends. We would go out to like, I don't know, the park and stuff like that. Um, we would even play basketball. Like even though I was the only basketball player there, I was actually the only athlete there, or one of 2 athletes, sorry. And then the rest of them just didn't do that. They didn't play sports or anything like that. But we would all just go to the park, have fun, shoot hoops, whatever, right? But then I kid you not, as soon as high school started, so that group had to, cause we were all going to different schools, like 2 different schools. So three of them were staying in our hometown, and then the two of us went to a different school. And I was chilling. I didn't really hang out with the wrong people. I just knew better, and also I didn't. There was some people I was like weary of anyway, like the first day of school off rip. Because some people were just like, they just look suspicious. Like you can just look at someone sometimes, you be like, yeah, that boy a little weird. Like he a little suspicious. Like you can kind of tell, like you can kind of feel the energy too. Like you can tell that's not someone you want to be around. And then for whatever reason, the other kid that came with me from that group, he started hanging out with the wrong people, from our hometown and at the new school. And then the way he dressed was completely different. His mannerisms were completely different. The way he talked was completely different. The way he was acting, everything was just completely different about him. And he's going down a bad path too. So, and it's difficult because you can't do anything about it because it's on him now because he is his own person. So you can't do anything about it. But that's just one of those examples. You are who you hang out. You're all who you hang out around. He's hanging out with the kids that be smoking and stuff like that, and getting into fights, and that's exactly what he's doing now too. There's videos, pictures, all that people be taking of him or catching him, stuff like that. All these things, like there's a whole bunch of issues now. That's what I mean when I say you are who you hang out around. But making your circle smaller makes it so that you don't have to deal with outside entities that are gonna like try to bother you or ruin you. Whereas you can sit and focus on yourself and focus on improving. And it's also better to keep friends that are going to be completely honest with you, because you don't want to have fake friends that are just going to like tell you what you want to hear. You need to have friends that are going to tell you what you need to hear. That's the main difference, and that's the big difference. And that's what I've done. I've kept friends that are going to tell me just how it is, and I appreciate them because it helps me to improve. And I'm the same way. I tell them how it is. I don't sugarcoat it. But that's probably the best. Those are probably the best friends for you, and those are probably gonna be the friendships that last the longest for you as well. But that's my take on why you should make your circle smaller and how to do it, and what I do and my experience with it and with friends and groups and all these kind of things.